Well, it's Saturday the 19th of March. This is episode 2211 of 301 Permanently Moved Online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded and edited by me, at the JMO. Creating, making and doing has been on my mind a lot this week. Growing up as a teenager, from the age of about 14ish, being in a band and making music with others was probably the single most important thing in my life. It was who I was, it's what I was doing. And most importantly, it resulted in who I became. A band, or the band, is a collective endeavour. The individual is fully subsumed by and into the wider project. It is with other people that doing other things become possible. A decade ago now, I gave a talk at Lima Zulu called More Amps, Less Angst. Everything I know about community I learned from DIY hardcore punk. The talk title, More Amps, Less Angst, is lifted from a track title by Margate two-piece, Kind Eyes. Its sentiment encapsulates the attitude of a DIY hardcore punk rock scene perfectly. One band is a collective endeavour. Two bands make a scene. Just as four people in a band make collective noise making possible, a scene provides structure and potential to make other things a reality. Scenes create all sorts of other things. DIY collectives come together to put on shows. Zines spring up and the scene has its own media. People lend equipment, time and energy. Others start record labels, and so on and so on. It takes a village, as it were. My current band is recording next month, and I'm stoked. If slow, sad English country music is your thing, well, you'll just have to come see us play over the summer. It was a shame this week that the band practice on Monday got cancelled due to COVID. 3 down, one of us more to go. Anyways, I joined the band in winter 2019, just before the pandemic began. Within the first couple of weeks of rehearsals, I realised I was experiencing something. A sense of satisfaction, or perhaps fulfillment, that comes with collective creativity. I hadn't been in a band proper since 2011. Going to band practice regularly was satisfying a deep emotional, social groove, ticking a mental checkbox, or filling a creative hole in my life I hadn't realised was going unfulfilled. Going to a freezing cold, dark, carpet-lined room to hang out and make a big noise in the company of 3 other people completes my life in a very natural way. I wonder if this is why, in my professional life, I was drawn towards project management and later operations and organisation design. But there is also something about the immediacy of making music with other people, live, in a room, that is important to the way that I think, dare I say, about the way my soul is structured. You pick up an instrument, you plug it in, you put your finger to the fretboard and make a noise. All the noises are then up to you. What and when you make those noises are also up to you in the context of others. I love it. It's deeply satisfying. And also terrifying. Playing in this slow, sad band means that there's a lot of open sonic space, and if you fuck up, there isn't much room to hide, and everyone else knows it. But we all know and trust each other. It's reciprocal. Besides, we're there to practice, to make a song better together. What we aren't there to do is to judge one another. So who cares? Creating music together is what it's all about. Furtherfield, in my opinion the most important arts institution in London, have, since 2006, because they are legends, been running a project called DIWO, Do It With Others. DIWO extends the DIY do-it-yourself ethos of early net art, punk and situationism towards a more collaborative approach, using the internet as an experimental artistic medium and distribution system to foment grassroots activity. This sentiment has also recently been echoed by Kickstarter co-founder Yancey Strickler with the idea of the metalabel. Strickler is calling for a revivification of the indie label. Record and fashion labels use the word label, but publishing houses, art galleries, filmmakers and other collectives are all examples of a category that we might call culture labels. They go on to argue that the so-called creator economy is creativity in single-player mode, every creator for themselves, whereas a collective endeavour, whether it be a label, in fashion, publishing, music or whatever, is creativity in multiplayer mode. Which brings me back to the beginning. I've been thinking about creating, making and doing. Writing, recording and editing a personal podcast every week by myself is the definition of single player. I also think that whilst I might have leveled up my own skill set somewhat, making a video version of the podcast, filming myself recording the audio etc. might have boxed me in a little. As a result, I worry that I may have reached some kind of wall. I reckon I can make an episode of this show a week till the cows come home. It's definitely creatively sustainable, but as it stands right now, definitely not monetarily sustainable. I feel like I need a leg up, a boost to see over the wall I've arrived at after 170 plus episodes. I'd like to collab with people to figure out where things could or should go from here. So this is an open invitation. Drop me a line via the contact form on my website and let's make something cool together.